Happy Tuesday, everyone. Today, you guys are going to have independent work time to make sure that you're all caught up in your workbook. Again, this is our last week, and one of the ways that we can show that you have been with us and really have been participating is making sure that that workbook is complete. So, making sure that up right now, we should have sessions 12, 13, and 14 complete. If you have time this afternoon, feel free to move on to 15, but it's really just following the website, making sure that the workbook is complete. I know a lot of you guys have orientations for different schools. Some of you have actually started your schools, and some of you have other things that are really preventing you from being with us the whole time. But I still want to give you the opportunity to make sure that the work is done and that stipends can be paid. All right, session 12, it's really easy. It's about moving forward. So when you go onto the SYEP website, session 12 is spelled out for you. We talked a little bit about this yesterday about doing the values worksheet. So please make sure that's done and then complete the reflection in your workbook. For the next step, you want to make sure that you're looking in terms of a job inventory from session 9 and then looking at the most important things for the job, like what's a non negotiable, what are you open to discussing, what can you live without, and don't sell yourself short because you want to be able to work in a place where you feel comfortable. So, if a non negotiable for you is that you do not work on Sundays, then you need to maybe have that discussion in the hiring process so they understand that for religious purposes or for other purposes, you cannot work on a specific day, then that's a non negotiable. That's a hard stop. So if they're saying, well, we can't, then that's not the job for you. Then it talks about watching a video in terms of creating your cover letter. So make sure that you have an idea of how to do the cover letter. The next session, session 13, is about sustaining your network. So this is where you're going to take the time to really see if you can build out your LinkedIn page. And if you have one already, to tweak it, make sure that it's up to date. So the first thing you're going to do is watch a video, how to network like a pro. And then as you watch, you want to make sure that you consider who do you want to meet in your line of work? Like, how would that be important? And then use your workbook to identify 3 conversation starters and 1 question. So that's pretty easy. The next step is really looking at your LinkedIn page or creating one and consider your about statement. So who are you? Like, what should we know about you? And then what you want to do is look at these tools in the bottom of the page here. Um, how do you really work with accepting friend requests, who to accept on LinkedIn? Because again, it's a networking site to really put you in the limelight for jobs and opportunities. Then finally, you have an idea about e-cards and just making someone feel great. You'll be surprised that by sending an email or an e-card to someone, especially on the workplace when they've done something well, it really, really, really does forward a relationship, and that person is more likely to work with you and just be there for you. So something as simple as, let's say you're on job and you're really tired, and a coworker is going to get coffee and they bring you a cup too. That's just a nicety, and just sending a quick email saying, I really appreciate your email, your coffee this morning. Thank you so much. That brightens someone's day. And then the next time you might need them for a favor, they remember things like that. So, check out that resource, see what it is. And then finally, session 14 for the day is about the bigger picture. So talking about, I keep going to, this is linked incorrectly. Hold on. Session 14, you're going to have to go to the drop down and click it, because when you click session 14 from the bottom, it doesn't work. It sends you to another one. So session 14, make sure you're on 14, is about effective communication. So here, check out this document. It's a little wordy, but check it out, and then make sure that you can follow the information in your workbook to complete. Then check out this link to supporting active listening skills. So literally, what does it look like to hear someone, to say, aha, I hear you. So what I hear you saying, all of that is active listening, and it helps the person to know and acknowledge that you're understanding what they're saying. Then this is my favorite TED Talk. It's about body language and how we communicate using our bodies. So we can talk, but it really depends on what we're doing. All right. And then finally, you get to create a 2-minute TED Talk. 2 minutes is the key. You have to get your information across in 2 minutes. There's a link on 8 steps to run a great TED Talk. This is what I'm looking forward to. So this one has to be done and sent and put into Google Classroom so we can see your marvelness. It's going to be awesome.